Gabor Mate seems to be coming under a lot of flack at the moment within the therapeutic community, specifically for his views on ADHD. He spells out in his book Scattered Mind that he believes that it's predominantly an attachment disorder and is not a genetic physical experience. And yeah, people are arguing against it. They're kind of they're saying, well, look at the science, genetics are really important. You know, if it was just an attachment disorder, then if people had a big long bout of therapy, then they should get better, right? Whereas these videos are arguing that lots of people that come to therapy because of ADHD, actually their symptoms get more pronounced because they mask less as they accept who they are more. And what all of these arguments online that I'm seeing are missing out are the whole section within the book where Gabor kind of questions and cites lots of limitations of the studies that are currently being done in the genetic components of ADHD, specifically around twin studies. He draws lots of really good arguments of why we should not pay as much weight into the outcomes of twin studies because they're exactly that. They're just studying twins. And so we're making big extrapolations around how that might apply to people that aren't twins. And also the way that twins are socialised and the kind of cultural and societal kind of expectations that twins have and how that might affect these studies. So here I am kind of, I guess, sort of siding with Gabor really, in many ways, kind of still being really curious around the massive amounts of context and the stories that people hold around their childhood and the kind of atmosphere that they experienced around love or the lack of love and how that might be affecting their symptoms of ADHD. Kind of following the science when it comes to how much of this is a genetic component, how much of it is inherited. And when it is inherited, of course, our parents are probably experiencing ADHD, and so their symptoms that are being expressed is going to have an impact on how they brought you up, right? So context massively matters, regardless of how much biology is at play. And I'm really one for taking responsibility of our own experience. And when we get too reductionistic and we get too interested in the kind of the biomechanics of trying to sort of find the source of this stuff, what can unfortunately sometimes happen is people feel disempowered to take responsibility for their experience because it becomes a label and it becomes a sort of a kind of biological truism. It's like stamped on your forehead and it's stuck forever. Whereas I'm much more interested in finding those spaces where actually you can move and actually you can change and you can take responsibility for your experience, and you can make headways on your daily life being more manageable. And I think Gabor's view of it being an attachment disorder creates a lot of optimism actually for our capacity to heal and to give and receive love and to settle down some of the symptoms that are at play for us day to day.